And it's time to prophesy. It's time to go deeper. It is time to look at the spiritual world and begin to look at the things of the spirit and the way God is now opening the eye of his servant, the major prophet of God. And this is why the Lord has brought the major prophet of God to a place called Africa. And I'm right here in a place called Africa before I will now travel again in the realm of the spirit to enter America. This first of all to now speak the things that concern the African continent and especially the people of Nigeria. You'll agree with me that when the Lord has opened the eyes of the major prophet of God and I begin to prophesy about what's called a food crisis that is about to come. Remember a prophecy given a few weeks ago. It is this week that Nigerian media and the newspaper are now beginning to say, oh, food crisis, the risk of food crisis. They now begin to talk about inflation, food inflation now is now going up. But they are not able to now take the eye of God to now enter into what's called a microscopic scanning to look at the month of August, Katapuska Fatiala, and move out of the month of August and penetrate the month that is called the month of September, and move out of September and enter the month that is called the month of October, and move out of October and enter November and enter December. Nigeria must pray the prayer that they need to pray right now to be able to survive the month of September, October, November, December, and to now shout Happy New Year to enter January. The reason for this is because I am not a prophet that comes to play politics. I am a prophet that comes to digest what is in the spiritual world to the physical world, so that a layman and ordinary people can be able to know whether they are to pray or they are not to pray, whether they are to face it or they are not to face it, whether they are to do something, they begin to do something. Remember, I told you, I said, go and get some foodstuffs and put in your house. Because that's what's called a lockdown about to start in the spiritual world. Rakatoso. I am not intending to terrify anybody in the prophetic, because I know that when I finish prophesying, people can now come and listen to it and digest it the way they want to digest it, because I am going straight to the spiritual world to pick up what is in the realm and bring it to the physical realm. So anyhow you want to digest it or say it or take it, that one is your cup of tea. What I'm after is to look at the spiritual world and ask the people who are intercessors to be able to pray the prayer. Because that's what's called the spiritual man-made hunger that would result in what's called a total lockdown. And there's going to be this was called stoppage of food movement, and governors and different people from their state will now give order. Nobody moves food item out of their state. I don't know why. Because I'm going to hear some state will come up and announce that henceforth their state will not be able to move food stuff out of their state to any other state. That any foodstuff that need to move out of their state should be brought to the government, and the government is now planning to be, the state government now planning to be the one to now begin to do the business of foodstuff. And then I'm going to become people that now sell foodstuff and now open the shop inside the state house or local government houses. And they're going to now open what's called shops of foodstuff in state house. And they're going to open foodstuff market in the state house or federal house. What is going to happen here? Major prophet of God, I am asking a question because when I look at the spiritual world and I begin to look at what I see in the realm of the spirit, please, if you're watching this video from wherever you're watching, share this video right now so that your loved ones and your brothers and your sisters can be witness of this very prophetic digestion that the Lord is now speaking, so that the people of God can better prepare themselves and pray the prayer they need to pray. Because I don't know what is cause of this very punishment here and there. Share this broadcast immediately and comment, oh God, in you I put my trust. Comment it immediately. Don't let somebody comment for you. Comment, in God I trust. Oh God, in you I trust. When you comment, in you I trust, I have a strong power of prayer that I'm going to pray for you from wherever you're watching. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of God will surely raise a standard in your life, in your family, and everything that concerns you. And you will know that the hand of the Lord is not the hand of man. For God is going to do something, and things will change as far as you are concerned. Because he said, when the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of God will surely raise a standard. You are going to quickly comment it immediately and say, oh God, in you I trust. I trust in the Lord. Because I'm seeing what's called state governments now talking to their farmers to now sell their product to them. What are the state government doing with the product of farm produce? Why are the people, the governors, now going to the farm to now buy their farm produce? Are they going to have what's called warehouses in the state house to now begin to keep foodstuffs? Or are we going back to what happened in Egypt? Are we going back to what happened in Egypt? And the Bible says that what happened in Egypt is that when the king dreamed a dream, the king saw where a lot of surplus food, and the king saw that cows came and eat up the food, and they saw another one, and he said that cow came and eat up, and one cow did not eat up. And the king now started gathering all the foodstuffs through the help of Joseph to now put it in a warehouse so that they can stock it in the days of plenty against the days of drought. And they shall come to pass, and the government shall now begin to now declare, okay, importation this, importation that, importation that, and the dollar you have now will now proceed again to now begin to climb again, and the dollar now begin to climb again, and the dollar will now move straight away and hit 2,000 and 2,000 and above. Because a lot of people are going to now go to what's called to the bureau de change and take their nairas to now begin to buy dollars to keep in their house. When Major Prophet of God is prophesying what I saw, we need to pray. Because this month ending and next month, and the month of August, September, October, November, and December, Nigeria should pray to survive it. Because the hands on the deck, I am looking at the hands on the deck. The hands on the deck, as I'm looking at the hands on the deck, the hands on the deck are sleeping. A driver that is on the road driving don't need to sleep. When you sleep on duty, many things are at risk. Many things are at risk. You don't have to sleep when you are on the steering. Many souls are on that very vehicle, the vehicle of this country, and the people that are on the steering should wake up from their slumber, wake up from the sleep, wake up from where you are. This issue is just a minor matter. This issue is just a simple matter. Solution to all of this problem is as simple as ABC. It's just a little matter of few things that can be put in place under our month. And before the second month, every issue will ease off. Every issue will ease off. Today, the farmers that do what's called agriculture, especially people who do poultry business, are crying because they can't afford the chicken feed anymore. Chicken feed has skyrocketed that they can't even buy anymore. Some are selling off, some are clearing their farms, some are weeping, some are shouting. How long shall this continue? This is a sign of punishment. A sign of punishment, a misplaced priority. This is a sign of people crying. We need to go back to God and cry unto God to have mercy cry unto God. He will show us mercy. Cry unto God and come back from where they have missed it. They need to go back to where they have missed it. Somebody was saying, they said, Major prophet of God, the way the country is, what's your take? I said, my take is that the way the country is what's called man-made. What the country is going through now is what's called man-made. Some people prefer to now take all the naira in the economy to go straight away and buy the dollars of America and go and bury it on their ground. And bury it on the ground. Believing, yeah, the dollar is there. 20 years to come, the dollar is there. 50 years to come, the dollar is there. Some people prefer to now go and take all the naira and go straight away and buy pounds and bury it under the ground. Some prefer to go and buy different currency and bury it under the ground. What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? People should seek what's called the glory of God and not glory of this world. People should seek what God can use them to do. Major prophet of God, I've seek the Lord so that the Lord can use me to speak the truth. The Lord can use me to prophesy things. The Lord can use me to be a blessing to somebody. The Lord can use me to be a blessing to the people of the nation, so I can be able to speak the word of life, the word of transformation, and the word of peace. I can be able to communicate the word of God and the will of God concerning humanity, so people can pray and find a way forward. And the right way, as I'm speaking to you right now, in the realm of the spirit to the realm of the physical, I am seeing that the country pushed to the wall. The people pushed to the wall, and the people have gotten to the wall, and the people is about to do what's called a revolt. And I see what's called a strong protest that has never been seen before. Remember in the time of Ansars, when the Lord opened my eyes and told me that the Nigeria is going to experience what's called a protest that has never been seen before, that will result to so many things. I gave that prophecy a month before the time that started. And when it came in form of Ansars, and it shook the country. It was a prophecy, and I gave it right on this altar. I gave it on this altar. But right away, the Lord has shown me what's called the hunger that is ahead. And this reason for this hunger is what's called man-made. And this man-made has already taken the people and pushed the people to the wall. And I see the people got to the wall and suffocate under the wall, suffocate under the wall, suffocate before the wall, and they turned back. And they begin to devour. And they begin to eat up what suffocated them. They begin to eat up. They begin to march in. They begin to enter. I see what happened in Kenya becoming a child's play to what is about to happen in Nigeria. We need to manage the situation of the country right now to be able to avert what is cooking the spiritual world. What is cooking in the spiritual world, I am seeing that Igbo people will say, oh, we are not interested. We don't want to protest. But the people of the land, especially the owners of the leadership, will say, no, we want to take the bull by the horn. And the owner of their things will be the one to fight against their things and be the one to now bring their things out. And this issue must be prayed about, because what it's about to result into, Major prophet has seen it all. And we're praying to God that God should step in and God should take absolute control. Major prophet has seen what this will result to. And I see what's called a lot of people relocate to their father's land. A lot of people relocate. People now begin to leave the different places and relocate to their father's land. A lot is cooking. But Major prophet, I'm not here to frighten anybody. I'm here to not just give you a little clue, because the way it is in the spirit, if I say it all, many of you will begin to faint. Many of you will begin to give up. But we are not going to give up, because God has not given us the spirit of fear. God has not given us the spirit of fear or the spirit of running a tasketa. God has given us the spirit of power, of love, and the sound mind. Let your mind be sound. Let your mind be settled. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God and believe also in the prophet of God. He said, believe God, you shall be established. And believe the prophet, the major prophet of God, and you will prosper. It's a must that you will prosper. In your business, you will prosper. In your job, you will prosper. In your finance, you will prosper. In your health, you will prosper. In your marriage, you will prosper. In everything that you do, you will prosper. God is not frightening you. And the last thing God will do is to put fear on his people. The last thing God will do is to put fear on his people. God will not frighten you, but God will give you what's called the grace of God, so the grace can be sufficient for you. The grace of God can be sufficient for you. The grace of God can now move ahead of you. The grace of God can now begin to open the doors. And somebody was telling me, major prophet of God, that all these things, people agitating and all these things, oh, they have to stop all the agitators and this, that. This is not the issue of agitators. What's happening in this country and everywhere in the country is no more about agitators. And let me tell you, I'm very angry right now. I want to tell you that the simple way to stop agitators, to stop Samana Ekba, to stop Nnamdi Kanu, and stop all of these people is what's called the truth. If the truth can come out now, you give the country equal right and equal justice. And stop all the tribalism and make this country to be the way all this Western country where you take our dollars and pounds and take them to, where you now carry the money and go to keep other countries of the world. The way the UK is, the way the Finland is, the way all these places is. Do you think that people like Mazi will have time again to talk about all these things again? If you can give them and stop all this tribalism and corruptions and all of these things that we're experiencing in this country, do you think anybody will have much time to come and talk about agitation anymore, or talk about separation, or talk about this? When everything is walking the street and everything, the light, the poor children can go to school, no difference between the poor and the rich. When you take this country back the way it used to be before, when people can go to free education, people can have good roads, people can have good water, people can have the light, the energy, the school, the everything, transportation system, and there is no what's called corruption here and there, and everything is in order. The first people that will give up is Nnamdi Kanu will give up. Samanekpa will pack up. All these people will stop. That is just simple truth. But whereby you marginalize some people prefer to die for their people. Some people prefer to give up for their people. Some people prefer that whatever will happen to their people should happen to them. And that is why you see all these people, all this noise here and there, everybody coming out of fighting, hitting the wall and say whatever will happen, let it happen. People are no longer happy. Spending money on unnecessary things, mispriority, taking the money that's supposed to be used to help the poor, to help the needy, to help the country, to move things forward, to bring all this our laborers, all this our workers that are working and asking for minimum wage. They're asking for little thing. Even what they're asking for is not up to what you just buy your recharge card. Some of you are buying a recharge card of 1 million naira. Some of you are putting recharge card on your phone with 1 million naira, and somebody is begging you to now, please, I beg, give me 250,000 for monthly salary after you have served you and have done all that, and you're telling the person, oh, there's no money. And there are billions to throw about. There are billions to buy dollar and hide under the ground. So we need to pray and we need to change. Let there be what's called a change, because the masses have nobody to speak for them. The masses are crying every day, and the worst of it all is what is intending and impending coming hunger. This is unbearable. This is uncontrollable. People that knows what to do, only 1 acre of land can feed the local government. 1 acre of land in a mechanized agriculture, 1 acre of land can feed the local government. 2 acres of land can feed the local government. 3 acres of land can feed the local government. If we can say, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Every local government provide 10 acres of land, and let that acres of land, the professionals that knows how to bring up crops, professionals that knows how to do what's called mechanized agriculture, they should come in with those 10 acres of land. They can feed the local government. Major prophet of God can feed the state, can feed the country, if the enablement and the empowerment is there. Why should we chase cloud? When we are in better condition, we will preach the gospel better. People will understand the truth, and the will of God will be established on the face of the earth. Help the people to walk out of the trouble. Help the people. Governance is about the people, for the people, and the people alone. It's not something about any other thing, not about yourself, not about your personal interest. It's the interest of the people, for the people, and for the people, and the people alone. That is all. That is all. There's no long story. No two ways about it. Let's do the right thing. Let's do good things, brother. Let's do good things.